Hey, I'm your host, Anthony Tank Mansfield. With me today is
Kleo.
and this is What You Into.
What you into? What you into?
All right, cool. We're back. Cleo, welcome back. I appreciate you coming around for a second time.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here.
Yeah, I was excited the fact I was like I wanted to kick off 2024 and I was looking for guests and I was like I saw you were into skate. I know you're into skateboarding and I'm like I really want to have a conversation about this because like how did you get into this and well that's the episodes we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm stoked that you're here.
Yeah, me too. And I'm excited to share my story and hopefully inspire other people to just get into the sport because it's so fun. There's so many aspects outside of the actual sport to get involved with. Like it's a whole community. There's something for everybody. So
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that during the show. And talk about because before I did an episode about skateboarding and this was over 100 episodes ago now, but they saw it as an art more than a sport. So I want to get into that too and talking about where these two things collide, what the Venn diagram is, because it is a weird skateboarding is a weird thing.
sure is. And I've had a lot of crazy takes. I think that skateboarding is what you make of it and actually using the board in whatever way you want to use it. So
Hell yeah. Well, look, before we jump in, let's just hit plugs real quick. Listener, if find me at Neil to Know on Instagram. You can also find my link tree there. That's where I exist on the internets. And you can check out Kleo on IG, KLEEOO _Kleo. Well, all right, let's get into this. So how did you like when we first met? We my wife was coaching you in roller derby. We knew each other through that. And then, so I knew that you had like a skating background. Like, what got you into just skating in general to begin with? Like, did that come first before skateboarding? Because I'm guessing it did because you've only been like doing skateboarding for a year.
Yeah.
But, like, did you ever
Yeah, I
skateboard
did.
as a kid or anything, or was it always like roller skating, rollerblading?
no, I mean, briefly, I remember asking for a skateboard when I was younger. Maybe rode on it one or two times, got super frustrated because I didn't have anybody around me to teach me or bring me in. So kind of tossed that out. Roller skating was completely different. I started when I was like 12. I was a rink rat, they would call it. I was at the rink 4 or 5 times a week, all day, hanging out with friends, skating for hours on end. Got introduced to roller derby through another friend. Took a lot of convincing from my mother because a 12-year-old doing roller derby with, with the way that she's seen roller derby back in the day, people elbowing people in the face and slam, I don't know what you call it, slamming down on the floor and stuff. She's like, I don't know if that's appropriate. We went to, a practice and
She was worried about you getting thrown in an alligator
Yeah.
pit. That's what she was worried about. She was worried about you going with that big ass wall and then getting thrown into an alligator pit if it went into overtime.
seriously, yeah.
And-
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
You know what? It's not cool to moms. That's who it's not cool to.
That's true. That's true.
Everybody else is cool. Moms hate
Right.
that shit.
Right. And
They hate alligator pits.
moms do hate alligator pits, but
I
alligators
remember-
are cool.
I remember that's what I said too. I remember going to the zoo as a kid. You get near like the part where like you're kind of near the fence. And your guys like my mom and like grab like, hey,
Just piss her off.
yeah, just like she's like
Okay.
careful around the gators. Now dads on the other hand, dads are all about gator life.
Hell yeah. And anything dangerous. My dad would watch. Shark Week was like an event in our house.
Oh, 100%.
Sharks are sick.
Yeah, anything with jagged teeth, dads are generally usually into, especially if you can like, I don't know what it is, but like, I'll sit around and watch some videos of like alligators getting fed like chickens and stuff. I'm like, this is great. Who doesn't want to do this? Like, this is very Myrtle Beach right now.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a bunch of things that my dad was into, and I feel like I'm a tomboy. Maybe that's why I'm into roller derby, because I like that dangerous aspect of stuff. I'd like to get hurt a little bit. I like a little bit of pain, so maybe that influenced me in my life to do what I'm doing now. I don't know.
So okay, so when did you make the switch then? Because like, so you were skating all the time as a kid, you're playing derby and all this stuff. Like, when did you make the jump over to getting on a board?
Ooh. First, it was COVID. COVID got me into park roller skating. I got some people that introduced me to that. Park roller skating, quad roller skates at the skate park. Met a lot of people, a lot of skateboarders. Got friends with them. And I'm like, well, this is something I can try. This is something that I've always wanted to try. And I have so many people around me with so much extensive knowledge that were very welcoming and willing to help. So I was just walked into Blacklist one day and then got a board set up, got my deck set up, and started boarding.
Is there you talked about like during COVID, like getting into park skating. So like when you started going to skate parks, is there tribalism amongst like the skateboarders and the roller skaters and the inline people and
It's
the
so bad.
and the scooter people? Like
The scooter kids.
yeah, like how does this work?
Oh my! It's not complicated to explain. I know that skateboarding has a lot of deep roots in misogyny and homophobia and just gatekeeping. I remember starting to park roller skate at the skate parks, and the skateboarders would gatekeep the place almost. It was like we weren't allowed there. We weren't allowed to gather there. We were just, what we were doing is dumb. Wearing pads is dumb. Wearing helmets is dumb. It's a I don't know, a feminine thing to do. Yeah. Inliners kind of make fun of our setup because inliners setup, I guess they have more range of mobility with their skate versus quad roller skates, but with the way that our skates are set up, we can do different things, but and that's a very male dominated sport also. Scooter kids, everybody hates the scooter kids. Don't have anything to say about them. They're just, I know some people that can scooter really well and they're like nice, but most of them are really annoying. Don't know how to take turns, whatever. And then who else? The BMXers. Just those big ass bikes, dude. I know people that have gotten just hit by those things, and they're dicks. I don't know why they're so mean. They're just mean. Who else am I missing anybody else? Skateboarders. Yeah, no.
I feel like you put everybody on blast.
I think everybody's on there. I think everybody's represented.
I think you got them all. I like the fact that the scooter kids are like the juggalos. We're like, even though everybody else has got beef, it's like, yeah, but for real, well, at least we're not this guy, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
everybody's like, we're not those guys.
Yeah, we're not those guys. Yeah. Yeah, it is an interesting thing of what you're talking about, of like how I'm just trying to even think about like what I would gravitate towards if I was to do one of these four things, where it's like choose your weapon, and it's like, do you choose BMX? Do you choose roller skates, blades, or a board? There's kind of be like the four options, and then the tribalism in it, where it's like, obviously I've made the right choice, and everybody else is, you guys suck because you're not cool like me. Like,
right.
And I'm like, oh man, I don't know what I would do in that situation.
Yeah. And there's also like a financial barrier of entry too, which I didn't really think about until now. I mean, skateboards are relatively inexpensive compared to other setups. I mean, my roller skate setup's probably $600 or $700. Inliners, they're like $4 or $5. I don't know about scooters. Bikes are pretty expensive. Yeah, I know nice bikes. Yeah. Skateboards, you can get a decent setup for like $130.
Oh, nice.
So there's also that too. I don't understand. I still haven't gotten to the point where I understand why there's this clique, or why people choose what in these situations. There's a lot of people crossing over now, which is cool, but don't know why people choose.
Which, that makes sense to me. That would make sense to me of like, if you like one thing, why not try something else and just see what it's like and just kind of bounce around a little bit. It's the same thing where I think about, like if you're somebody that's into like, I don't know, like if you're into like jujitsu, like eventually trying stand up or like doing boxing, because it's like, well, I know this, but this looks like it's not the same thing. It's different, but at the same time, it looks cool. It looks like it'd be fun to tinker with, play with, see what's going on over here.
Exactly.
Yeah, or and I'm trying to think of like other sports or things where they share the space. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's maybe that's what where this lies is because like you have this one spot that's serving multiple communities, and then
Yeah.
people get very gatekeepery over it, being like, no, this is ours.
Right. And then they realize that people are coming here seriously in a serious sport, and that it actually takes skill to get good at these things. And it's pretty gnarly to do. I mean, on a skateboard, you're standing sideways, and on roller skates, you're skating forward. And, we all skate, the same obstacles, the ramps with the transitions on them. And it pretty much feels the same. I mean, I picked up skateboarding pretty quick for somebody who just started skateboarding, and a lot of it feels kind of the same. Like my body feels the same when I'm on the ramps and on the transition. And there's other skateboarders like, I can't believe you can already do that and stuff. I'm like, it crosses over, and the mental crosses over too. Being able to commit to doing a trick and listening to somebody's advice or trying to change the way your body's positioned, I can get over those mental blocks easier just because I was park roller skating. So
Yeah, and I definitely think you also have that advantage of like knowing your body and balance from skating from such a young age. You have a knowledge of the way you move and the way you move in space. And I think that makes it easier for people too if they have a background where they've done something before that involves balance.
facts. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
I mean, if you gotta pick like a thing that you want as your base for pretty much any athleticism, I think balance is the main thing.
Absolutely.
Because if you can't control your own body, you can't control anything else.
Right.
So and whether that be in something like gymnastics or diving, where it's imperative that you're making your body do a movement, or if it's something like football where you're crashing into other people and trying to move them, like you have to have an understanding of balance in your body to make anything else work. Strength, agility, all that. It all comes back to what's your positioning, where's your hips,
Right.
how's your balance?
And having this knowledge of how I move has saved me so many times from having really awful falls on the board, or even the roller skates, just being able to save myself. Thank God for roller derby. Honestly, roller derby has taught me how to fall, how to position myself, how to anticipate a fall. Sometimes something's not gonna work right before shit might go down. So having that feeling already is a huge advantage.
I think that's a really interesting thing too, is like learning how to eat shit and like figuring out like how to do it to where like you're not getting hurt. And you do that, like you're saying, like definitely in roller derby and other extreme sports. Pro wrestling is really big on that with bumps and, where it's like learning how to like take something crazy where like you get dropped off a top rope and you still land on your back and not your head.
Yeah.
And you can like legit train yourself how to fall and not get seriously messed up.
It is like an essential skill. When I skateboard in front of these people that could very well go pro, they're like, I forget that you've only been skating for a year because you fall like a pro. Like there's many times where I should have not made it out alive, man. And I was able to catch myself, and I'm just like, whew. But that awareness, that spatial awareness that I have, such a valuable skill in my journey.
So how did you make the jump from, okay, so you're at the park, you're doing things on your quads. Like when is the day when you're like, hey, let me try that thing out?
I was kind of getting tired of the skate parks around here. We have a limited amount of options around where we're at. And
Are they indoor or outdoor?
they're mostly outdoor.
Okay.
We have one private indoor in OTR. The Pit, shout out to the Pit. But that just started. So I was like kind of getting, I feel bad saying it. I was just kind of getting bored with what I could do with my quads. And I just wanted to train my body to do something completely different. And I also wanted to give myself like a mental challenge too, just because I've been roller skating for over 10 years. Even though I just started park skating, I had all that foundation beforehand of roller skating, so I could pick up things really quick. I wanted to start from ground zero with something and see how I can actually progress. So that's how I started.
So, was there somebody that taught you how to stand on the board and all of that, or were you like watching YouTube? Like, how did you begin this journey?
I had somebody teach me how to stand on the board. But I also, being at the park all the time, I just observe things. I've been around the skate park for 3 or 4 years, so watching other people do it, I'm like, I'm just going to mimic it. And mimicking goes a long way.
Really?
With these sports. Oh, yeah. I have skateboarders tell me they watch those, old video edits to learn how to skateboard and do these crazy tricks, because skateboarding is like about foot positioning and popping and body, and if I'm able to try to imitate that, it works out a lot, especially if you're able to commit, maybe asking other skateboarders what you're doing wrong and giving you critiques. But other than that, mimicking.
Okay. So what was the first trick that you learned? What was the first thing you learned how to do?
What did I learn how to do? I did a little small manual, which is where you put pressure on your tail of your skateboard and lift up the front truck of your skateboard and balance on that back truck. It was probably 0.02 seconds long, but I did it. Pushing the board, I guess, is a trick. I started doing pop shoves. I hate doing those, but it's really good to learn. And then an ollie, which is, I was ollieing within the first week.
Really?
Yeah. It was really terrible. It was a terrible ollie, but I had great advice and I committed to it and I practiced.
Well, okay, so with ollieing, like, are you basically just stomping on the back and then jumping, or how does it break down? Like, how, because
I know.
Because this is one of those things where I see it and I'm like, it's the most basic of basic skateboarding moves, and I'm like, if I tried to do that, I would immediately land on the back of my head.
Yeah, it's kind of a complicated movement. So you pop you put your foot on the edge of your tail, like on the back of your tail, and then you put, how do I explain it? Not put pressure on it. I would say pop. You're jumping with your back foot, but you almost immediately want to jump off of that pop. Like your foot isn't making contact with the ground,
okay.
Which was one mistake I was making. I was like, it's hard to, on the podcast, but
Yeah.
it was pressing the back of the tail, jumping right off of your tail right when you pop that foot without making contact with the ground, and sliding your front foot up to your front bolts, almost like I don't know if it's a karate kick or something, but shifting your front foot up, and the premise of it is to level the board out.
Okay, so when the board's in the air now, it's level.
Exactly.
Okay. And you're coming down on it.
Exactly. And it's taking me forever to. I'm not perfect at it now, but I'm doing way better. It's almost like a heartbeat movement. It's like boom, boom, like immediately pop, yeah, boom, boom. And I was doing more of a kick earlier. I was trying to like kick my nose, and it's more of a lifting your leg up. It is way more complicated than it looks. I thought that I could just one day ollie, or just watching skaters do it. I'm like, that's not shit. I can do that. And I'm like, wow, this is rough. And to commit to it, with roller skates, that shit is on your feet. It's tied to your feet. It's
right.
like, it's not like it's going to run away or you're going to trip on it. But this is disconnected from your body. It freaks me out.
Yeah, that's again. This is the part where I just feel, and also then to then land this where you're landing on wheels on a board. Like I don't get how people do this. And I think that's one of the
Sketchy.
most amazing things about skateboarding is the fact that it is the people that get so good at, they make it look effortless. They make it look so easy and smooth.
It's insane.
Yeah.
These skaters that I see on Instagram are just pro skaters. Now that I skateboard, I mentally cannot understand how people are doing these tricks. Or I still don't understand where the board is going to go still. I mean, you could put your foot in a centimeter up and it's going to take your board a completely different way than if you put it back the other way. It is so I wouldn't say precise, but I guess precise is a good word. Yeah, it's just so intricate.
With you watching videos online, is there anybody that you like to what their style, or is there anybody like you're trying to like pattern yourself after?
There's this guy on Instagram called Roller Surfer. He's got such like a chill style. I can't explain it. It's almost like he's surfboarding. It's really smooth. It's not, I wouldn't call it traditional street skating. It's mostly transition skating. But he's doing like these weird movements on these weird obstacles. It's hard to explain, but roller_surfer. And there's another guy. I don't remember his name, but he does a really interesting style of skateboarding where he will pop his skateboard and his skateboard will go a certain way and he runs next to it and he can like hop onto ledges and do all types of I know. Like his board will flip in a different direction and he can just hop onto it. Somehow he knows exactly where it's going to go.
Going to end up at?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
I know.
Yeah.
Who else? I don't know if there's anybody off the top of my...
So do you like a lot more of like land trick type stuff as opposed to vert then?
Yeah, I like street skating way more. So like flat ground stuff. So like the ollies, heel flips, kick flips, pop shoves, manuals, hitting the ledges, rolling off of ledges, hitting weird obstacles. I like to do unique stuff. I'm terrified of transition is what they call it with the ramps and the bowls. I don't know why. It's just
Are you talking about like coming out of the bowl and like doing a trick and then coming back down into the bowl, or are you talking about like popping up out of the bowl onto like flat land?
It could be when I say street skating, I mean more like it's like all flat ground or there's like curbs. Okay. So those are like those parking lot curbs.
Yeah, you can like grind on
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Sidewalks, ledges, stairs. So like flat to flat. Oh God, rails. You will never see me skate a rail.
Yeah, again, and that's something else. Like watching stuff, like watching people like bomb like a 20 step staircase, and just like how does this work?
I know so many people that can do this. I don't know how their knees are going.
Yeah,
I don't know how their knees are going. And you see the people that are really good at it, and they can anticipate when the shit's not going to ride out, and they just hop off of it midair.
Yeah,
I can't figure out how they have. The momentum of the board is carrying them over, and they're almost flying. Mm. I am like, what the hell? I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. And the bowls and stuff are transition. So I would call all of that transition, like being in the bowl and maybe hopping out on the deck is what they call it, and then hopping back in. I mean, I would say that's more transition skating. It's like not focused on the deck. That makes sense.
Have you tried any vert stuff before, or are you like
on roller skates?
Yeah,
on roller skates, which is, I mean, it's scary just because it's literally up and down.
It looks so scary. It looks like the scariest thing ever.
Oh my God!
I cannot imagine dropping in on anything.
No, but what's crazy is vert is, I would say, way safer than flat ground and street skating.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because it cradles you. Like the ramp cradles you so you could fall to your knees. That's the best way I can explain it. It just cradles you. You can anticipate when you can fall. You could slide down.
Okay. So even though you might be dropping from a greater height, like you have the ability to have more of a controlled fall,
Exactly.
as opposed to if you're on the street where now you're talking about obstacles that aren't really made for this, and if you eat shit, you're eating shit.
Exactly, and you can see that reflects in pro skaters. I mean, street pro skaters make a shit ton more money than vert / transition skaters.
Really?
Yeah, it's interesting. That's something I found out like maybe 5 or 6 months ago. They get significantly less money.
Wow.
I don't know if that has to do with culture too. Skateboarding is like a thing. It's more, like I said earlier, it's more than just skateboarding.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's. Well, this would be a good place to jump into that because we were talking earlier. So, the episode that I did before, episode 33, skateboarding is a flat circle with Chris Rice. Hey, if you're not following him on Instagram, everybody go follow him on Instagram. It's Destroyed Wood. It is his Instagram handle, and he's got a massive skateboard collection. So definitely check out Chris's stuff with Destroyed Wood and Ryan 500, formerly of 500 Miles to Memphis. And so during the conversation I had with them, they both came in for the angle. I started talking about like the sport of skateboarding, and they're like, "No, it's an art. It's like the art of skateboarding." And I'm like, "Okay, well, how do you separate?" And so they were like, Chris started skating, I want to say in like the 80s, and then and then Ryan's like a punk rock kid, so they were like coming from like that angle of it, of like, yeah, we're not really worried about being like the best at it, but this is kind of part of culture and what we do and all that. But then with you, you're constantly going at it from a sport angle. So I heard their take on why they thought it was an art. Can I get your take on why you think it's a sport?
It takes so much strength, like physical strength, to do this street skating. I mean, ollieing takes so much out of you, and I can do probably 6 good ollies in a row and I'm beat. My legs are toast. Ankles, technique, and endurance. Rolling around the city kills me. Just pushing kills me. A bit of competition. There's a lot of competition between, like, how do you call it? Maybe community competition. Like, they're the best in the park, or they could do this better in the park, or X, Y, and Z. And there's like literally competitions, like who could do the best. Which art definitely intertwines in it too. Technique and art. I don't know if that would be interchangeable or not. But that's my take on sport.
Yeah, I think that you at the end there with the art side of it, I think it kind of goes back to what you were talking about earlier with like the dude that's like the two guys you cited is who you're interested in is like one guy is kind of like doing like a surfing style of skating, and another guy who's doing more of like this thing that's a little bit unique that's outside the normal realm. And I'm like, okay, like I feel like those guys doing that gets into like the art side of it. But at the same time, you're talking about the physical side of it as well, where it's like, look, at the end of the day, I mean, you're still moving your body. You're still doing all these athletic movements. You're going to be sore from skating. You're going to be tired from skating. You know, like, and I can only imagine how many calories you're burning just even trying to stand on a board.
It's crazy. Yeah. And I forgot to talk about core and back. I didn't realize how much I would use my core and how much that would influence how I skate, how I was going to land things, if I'm about to fall or not, X, Y, and Z. I mean, I'm getting some abs literally just from ollieing, because you need to stand upright, which, translates into park skating too. But in roller derby, I felt like I had to be down on the ground, kind of bend down as low as I can, maybe a little bit bent at the hips, and it's carried through the other sports / activities in my life, and that part has not translated well into landing stuff or being safe.
Okay. All right. How so you talked a little bit earlier about like people at the park, like there's a competition. Is there is in talking about going to competition? So like, is the competition friendly, or is it a thing where it's like, are you competitive, but then like you're friendly with your people that you're around, but then when you go out to like bigger competitions, is it less friendly, or is there still a sense of friendship because you're all part of the skateboarding community? How does this work?
Oh yeah, I would say it's very friendly for the most part when it comes to the competition aspect. We all do the same sport. We all cheer each other on. We all encourage each other to push ourselves and try new things, try new techniques and stuff. But maybe it's more not a skateboarding thing, but like a guy thing, because again, it's a male-dominated sport, so maybe that has something to do with it. I know on the woman slash, you know, non-straight male part, we are not like that. So, I don't know.
Interesting. Do you find yourself? How do you compete with people? Like, are you actively competing with anybody, or are you just like, oh, they're better than me, I'd like to get to that level someday? Like, how do you approach it?
When it comes to roller skating, I can be a little competitive in my mind. I know when I perceive somebody that comes in that I think is better than me, I get kind of like, let me try something different, or let me push myself, or let me, pull something out I've never tried before, just to, have my alpha status. But it's not overt like I've seen some of these guys get in skateboarding. In skateboarding, I know I'm like I call myself an apprentice. Like, I'm just like, I'm humble. I know I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But at the same time, I'm also trying to have fun too and just work out and try different things. So,
That's sometimes the best time though, because like when you're not expecting anything of yourself, that's when you're the most free. It's when you become more skilled at something and you have pressure to perform, and even if that pressure is just yourself putting that on you, there is something so great about just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's totally cool.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why I gravitate so much towards it. I just don't feel that much pressure, and I know that I'm not the greatest or will never be the greatest, but I'm having so much fun on the journey of learning, and it's just going back to the beginning of learning something completely different. It gives me some type of, I feel childlike. I feel just almost carefree, and I've been really enjoying learning.
So we talked earlier about sometimes running into tribalism when it comes to like the different factions of, okay, skateboarders over here, inliners over here, quad skaters over here. Once you did pick up the board, like, what did you start assimilating into the community quickly, or was it a thing where you're like, oh, I'm just kind of on my own, and every once in a while I bump into somebody I know? How's it working now that you're on Team Skateboard?
It's interesting. I feel like I assimilated pretty quickly. All these skateboarders were super excited that I started skateboarding. They're like, are you ever going to go back to quad skating, X, Y, and Z? And the quad skaters are like, oh, well, you're over there with them now. You're never going to be with us again. It's like, I know they're joking, but there's kind of like not joking in there, because there was a period where I was just skateboarding all the time, and I was not skating with the quad group, and I never really seen them, and they really enjoy watching me roller skate. So, and I was just so active in that group for a long time, so just being gone, and I don't know why we just don't, we cross paths, but we don't, like, with different mediums, we skate the same things, but we don't skate the same way.
I mean, the way you're making this sound, it sounds like it's almost like a prison yard situation where it's like, all right, you guys get this part, we get this part of the park, that spot's you over there. Like, is it really that bad to where like can like somebody with a skateboard and somebody with quads like skate in the same area?
Oh yeah, they can, but it's definitely been a conversation within the group. Like, I've definitely had a skateboarder. We're talking about one of the new parks that is being built around here. And one of the skateboarders told me, they're like, well, no offense, but a quad skater can't really have an input in what type of obstacles are at the park. Like, we just don't skate the same things, which we do. And skateboards were built off of roller skates, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that's where a skateboard came from. So I just, like, I was very offended, but it's like, is that the type of groupthink that you guys have? Like, we don't have an opinion, but we skate mostly the same thing, so I don't understand why we wouldn't be able to have an input.
Yeah.
It's really weird. We do skate in the same areas, and a lot of things cross over. Most things cross over, but I think it's more of a roller or skateboarder thinking where they're like, oh well, they don't know what we're talking about and what we skate and X, Y, and Z.
Is there a point yet to where, I mean, outside of like a private spot, I mean, is there any like public spots that are like, hey, this area is skateboards only, this area is bikes only, or anything like that?
No public spots like that. I mean, some of the DIYs, they're like, oh, only skateboarders only, and I don't think they are excluding like roller skaters or anything. It's mostly fucking scooter kids and BMXers, those big ass bikes. But it's definitely been gatekeepy for sure. And I think it's better now. The quad skiing has really blown up since 2020 with all that stuff. So, and what guys don't like hot girls at the skate park, so they become used to it, I guess. But it's still definitely like I feel kind of tension sometimes when I'm on roller skates in a skateboard dominated area. Feels intimidating.
This is of all the episodes I've ever done, this is the most like defined borders, like tribalism thing I've ran into. Like,
really?
Yeah. Well, and having the conversation with you, it does make sense because like what we've done is we've now packed like 4 or 5 different things, and we're like, you all share the same area. And I'm trying to think like what other sport does that, because like maybe like ice skating versus ice hockey, but then like you have but at that point you also have rink time,
right,
where it's like, hey, hockey league is from 10 to noon, and then from 1 to 4 is ice skating. All right, cool, awesome. We all understand, but there would definitely be a problem if like people are trying to ice skate and all of a sudden a fucking hockey game breaks out, which is kind of what you all got going on over here.
That's a good point. I mean, and people have events at skate parks and stuff, so I know skateboarders feel some type of way when we have a big quad roller skater event. And I mean, skateboarders and inliners have their own beef. Jeez, it's so bad. Just even reading the comments, I'm not even gonna say the words, but just they have their own beef. So maybe they connect quad skaters with that too, just because our sport's so similar. And I never really thought about that. I don't think there's any other sport that shares spaces like we do.
I can't think of it. I mean, like, you don't do that in basketball, you don't do that in football, you don't do that in baseball.
No.
I mean, MMA, everything's mat based. Everybody's doing the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I really can't think of another thing where it's like, hey, let's try to cram 4 or 5 different sports into the same spot and make it work.
Right. Yeah. And people feel some type of way about that. I mean, and in some instances I can understand, but not necessarily when it comes to the type of sport, but like people not having etiquette or anything, like newcomers to the skate park just skating whatever, or not taking turns, or not watching out where you need to go. But I don't understand where all the other hostility comes from. I don't know. Maybe just misogyny.
When do people, is there times when people come together? Like I mean, there's got to, please tell me there's something can't be happening here.
I know that we had a bowl competition at the pit, which everybody came together. But even the videos I seen, they almost seemed isolated, because we had quad comps, we had skateboarding comps, and they had inlining comps. And I mean, I wasn't there, but it just seemed very blocked off too. And I know skateboarders have, in general, from the ones that I've talked to, have a lot of appreciation for our sports, and they're like, oh my god, that's just crazy. I'll never do that. But some of them just don't want to be near us or have. So, I don't know, and I don't know why I'm saying us because like I'm part of both now, so it's hard to see.
Yeah, you're like a day walker. You're in both worlds now.
And it's weird. Like I really do feel different energy when I take off my roller skates and skateboard around a skateboarding dominated place. It's very strange. Like I feel more welcomed and accepted, or maybe it's just because they can understand. I don't know. Let me know if you know.
Well, again, you've come to the right side now.
Right, exactly.
I
tell my friends, I'm like, I'm going to the dark side, going to the light side. Yeah, I don't know which one is which. Honestly.
Yeah, this is some Harry Potter like Huff and Puff Ravenclaw shit. Like
switches sides.
Yeah. Who'd you pick out of the Sorting Hat? What about is there anything that intimidates you when you're skateboarding? Like, have you gotten hurt yet, or does that worry you on any level? How do you approach it?
Yeah, I did get hurt, but it was like not really a superficial. It fucking hurt. I got credit carded.
What is that?
So I was attempting a kickflip, and I didn't know this can happen. But when you know that kickflips and heel flips and all that stuff, those are all based off an ollie. So earlier I was talking about how to do an ollie where you press the back, your back foot on that back tail and make the board pop up while jumping up. Well, if you don't kick the board at all, it'll just go up.
Oh,
and it'll land. You can land like the board in between your legs.
Did you catch one in the ham wallet?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Twice.
Oh.
Back to back. Yeah, because I'm like, I'm not going to let that stop me. Second one, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to let that one stop me.
Yeah,
I'm letting that one stop me.
You know what?
Oh, my God.
It's been a day. I'm going to go.
I was sick. Yeah, oh, my God. I mean, I've seen people credit card themselves, like, off steps, you know? So they're, like, ollie steps. And, oh, my God. And that's the worst part because they have hang time when they're when ollieing those steps. So you already know when you miss like the kick and you can see the board landing upright. Oh my God. And you can't move and you're just like flying and you just got to wait for it to go up your balls / ham wallet. It's fucking awful.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it is brutal.
Oh God. No, yeah. And
it is like full force, like because you're jumping. Like that involves, so you're jumping
kicking,
on top.
You're popping.
Yeah.
It
fucking sucks.
Okay, yeah, that would definitely blow. Yeah, I don't want that in my life. Well, and you said earlier, like, there's not a lot of equipment going on. Like, people are making fun of you if you're wearing equipment. Like, do you wear anything?
I don't. I think I should wear a helmet for sure when I skateboard, but I don't know where that comes from. It's like a unsaid thing. It's like, oh, well, nowadays it's like, oh man, like, it's not, people don't call you stupid if you're wearing equipment and stuff, but people will say little words to you if you are wearing knee pads or some shit, like, oh, you'll be fine, just try it, you're wearing knee pads and shit, like, which is halfway true and halfway like, damn, dude, I'm like, I'm fucking scared or some shit. Like, just because I'm wearing protection doesn't mean I'm just gonna huck myself off of like an 8-foot, I don't know, fucking ledge or some shit, dude. Like, there's unspoken things. It's weird.
This is definitely a sport where you can tell that men have been in charge for a long time.
Oh my God, yeah.
Where it's like, what, you're wearing something that's gonna make it not hurt? Okay.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, oh my God. It's fucking toxic.
Yeah.
This sport is toxic at times.
I would get dunked on because I would not being I would always wear wrist guards. I can't lose my hands. Like I make money with these things, and if I'm down one of them, that's a problem.
Seriously, and I need my brain and stuff. I mean, no matter how good I can fall or anticipate myself falling, unexpected shit could happen, and I could whack my head. So.
Like scooter kids?
Yeah.
Bikes?
Right, yeah. Oh my fucking God. They'll just like skate in front of you. Like they will literally watch you do the same line for the 10th fucking time and just skate in front of you and then stop. Not even keep going. They just stop. It's so aggravating. And I don't know. There's a lot of good kids at the park that, know how to take turns and stuff and know etiquette, but there's a lot of them that don't. And it's not hard to not get pissed off, but it's just like, oh my God.
Are people's parents there? Like, is there
Sometimes no.
So yeah, like, is there every time like you have to go, it's like some kid's parent be like, hey, can you tell them not to cut us off, or do people just like yell at the kid and they're like, hey, stop fucking up?
I have a friend that she will definitely tell kids like, hey, no, like, you need to fucking get out the way, like you're gonna get smacked or some shit. I'm honestly scared to go up to parents. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody go up to a parent and be like, hey, because like most of the times I don't think the parents know about skate park etiquette either. Yeah. I mean, you would think it's common sense, to do one person after the other, like is one of the first lessons you learn as a human being.
And again, mimicking and observing. Just
exactly.
Before you get out there, just kind of like get the lay of the land for like 20 minutes. Be like, all right, I think I got an idea how this operates.
And you can watch your kid for 5 fucking minutes for a second. Like, just watch him for a second. Just make sure that everything's okay. Like, you don't have to watch him 24/7, but like, damn, get involved.
Help out.
Right, exactly.
If you're going to be there, help out.
Right, just a little bit, damn.
You think Bam Margera's dad wasn't fucking helping out? Come on.
Oh, fuck. That guy.
He's out there fucking videotaping everything. So is there anything or company that like you're brand loyal to?
Not yet. I really like my New Balance skate shoes. Those are fucking comfy. And they've been holding up well. I tried some Nike skate shoes, and they were so uncomfortable. And just when I was doing those ollies and stuff, your shoes, if you're really doing street skating and doing flat ground and doing flip tricks and stuff, you're going to be wearing out your shoes. That grip tape on top of the deck will tear your shit up. So, my New Balance has held up pretty well, but I'm still kind of discovering, who's out there. I really like Blacklist, one of our local skate shops. They're down on East McMillan, I think. Cool skate shop. That's pretty much who I'm loyal to at this point.
When you go into a shop and you're looking for new decks, like what kind of artwork are you into?
I like simple surrealism. There's some like the Quasi decks. I think Quasi is a local skate company. I think they're in Dayton or something.
Oh,
I really like their decks. They're really good.
I had a buddy that I used to do jiu-jitsu with that works for a skate company in Dayton, so maybe
it might be Quasi.
It might be, yeah. Shout out to Dan. What up, Dan? He just won some high level jiu-jitsu tournament.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I don't know where it was at, but yeah. He's the man. He had a purple belt, got a brown belt on the podium. Because when you win the tournament, you get a level up. So
hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's out there kicking some ass.
Yeah, this dude's out here like fucking choking people out and skateboarding by day.
Damn.
Dan's got a good
twofer.
Thing. Yeah, Dan's got a good thing going here. I always liked the artwork from Creature. I always dug their stuff because it was always like creepy, spooky stuff, and I'm like, that's what I enjoy. And then I was always an Alien Workshop guy. Like I always thought they had cool stuff.
I've seen some of their boards too. Yeah, or their decks. Yeah. I have this magenta board. I don't remember what type of graphic was on it, but it was really cool. They have, I don't know what you call that artwork. And then I had a Quasi board, and then I'm riding a DGK, Dirty Ghetto Kids deck. It's been pretty good to me. It's like I don't know what it is, maybe Japanese inspired graphic with some pink blossoms on it. It's pretty cute. Got some purple I don't know what my trucks are. I don't remember what my trucks are. They might be don't remember.
I know wheels will last a little while, and same thing with the deck itself. But trucks, like, can you just keep the same pair of trucks for years, or do you eventually have to replace them?
I Eventually you'll have to replace them. I think it probably just depends on how much you use them, because if thinking about like roller skate trucks, I mean, I grind a lot. I haven't really gotten to the stage on the skateboarding side where I grind a lot, but with roller skates, I mean, it eventually makes an indentation, and I've definitely seen people break their trucks or, you know, grind the shit out of them where they won't be stable anymore on the axle. But I trucks can last for years for sure.
Yeah, to me, it seems like the one part of the skateboard where it's just like it. In my head, like I'm like, how do you wear these things down? Because like wheels, like get friction, you're eventually gonna bald the wheel.
Yeah.
And then with decks, I mean, they can only hold up to so many times of people like hitting them, crashing down on stuff, hitting rails, hitting curbs and shit. Eventually, they're gonna break.
Yeah.
But trucks, I'm like, these things seem damn near indestructible.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah, they're damn near indestructible for sure. But it depends depends on the size of your deck too. Like what I've been told is to keep your trucks a little bit smaller than your deck size. So if you change deck size, you have to get new trucks, and trucks are kind of expensive.
With boards today, like do they come in different sizes? Like, can you choose between like wider ones and skinnier ones? Like, how does this work?
Oh yeah. There's different sizes, different shapes. First I started on an 8.5, which 8.5 inch deck. It's pretty wide, not super wide, but it's nice for a beginner. More surface area, to roll around. Then I realized that I like street skating and flip tricks, and I wanted a smaller deck, so I got down to I'm riding a 8.2. It's an 8.25 right now, which is slightly smaller than my 8.5. I think I want to go smaller.
Really?
I think I do.
What's the advantage of going smaller?
Lighter, easier to do flip tricks. That's about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm always interested with like the shape of boards and stuff, because there are just like so many different sizes you can get, and I always wonder about that because, again, being outside of this, and as you explain it, it makes sense. Like, okay, it's smaller, it's easier to get it up, to get air, to get it to do this thing, versus something that's like big and wide and thick, where it's like, okay, this makes more sense as like a daily rider.
Exactly, daily rider. Transition skaters like to skate big boards because they're surfing around. Street skaters, I think, gravitate towards the smaller size decks for sure.
What about do you ever mess with longboards?
No, and I was having this debate with a couple of skateboarder friends. Like, is longboarding skating? Is longboarding skateboarding? Is it?
So talk it out. What's your pros and cons on it?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know too much about longboarding. It just, oh my gosh, I don't want to offend any longboarders out there or anything, but it just looks kind of.
I mean, you already get beef with like BMX kids, scooter kids. I mean,
but they deserve it.
Okay. you're like this is just like a cousin that
yeah, right, exactly.
I'm not trying to dump on right now, but I'm trying not to talk shit. So that's like the one for skateboarding I thought of trying, because I'm like, all right, this looks like a fat old man thing where I can just jump on and just kind of glide around,
right?
And because there's no way okay, well, never say never, but I mean, are people really fucking popping ollies on longboards?
Not really.
I mean, I couldn't imagine. I mean, I'm sure somebody
do crazy shit.
I'm sure somebody has, but
yes.
At the same time,
right? That's not how that works.
Yeah, amongst the day to day, I think people are just kind of surfing around using it around.
I'm assuming maybe just shape and distance between the trucks, from what I understand. Maybe, I mean, I know that the trucks are much farther apart on longboards versus a skateboard. Mm-hmm. But if I say shapes, I mean, I know there's a lot of skateboards that have completely different shapes. Even slightly different shapes, and they could be the same shape, but slightly different on the tail slash head, depending on the company. So
Okay. All right. So this gets into the side of collecting and obviously, so skateboarding is definitely a hobby, but it does have collection elements to it because you
sure,
can start
yeah.
collecting decks, you can start collecting sets, you can start collecting shoes. Yeah, there's just all those things you can fall into as part of any hobby. There's always the extras and the gear. But yeah, you're right. What you then end up doing is you get into that point where it's like, okay, you can get this, but then you can get an even more customized version of this.
Right.
And that's a cool thing about any collection is where you can start to get into that where it's like, okay, I want this, but then I want it specifically in this color and I want it specifically in this shape,
Exactly.
and it's just like you can totally customize the shit out of stuff.
Right. And from my understanding, like old school skateboards are, I mean, complete old school like transition skateboards are completely different than the transition skateboards that are, I mean, some people still kind of ride old school shaped skateboards. I don't know how to describe the shape. It's not a coffin or anything. I can't describe it right now, but I can see it in my head.
Yeah. I mean, definitely from like watching stuff like Lords of Dogtown and like other, documentaries and stuff I've seen. It's crazy to think of like what people were using at that time for technology for skateboarding and what it's become today.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And the shit that they were skating too, just
Yeah.
abandoned pools, just
Abandoned
straight
pools.
up and down. Oh my god, you're going over steps / wedding cakes. I mean, people still do that nowadays. But being completely sideways is absolutely insane to me.
Yeah, it's nuts. And again, I think that's where some of that art comes from in the idea of skating is because it was such like an outside the line sport when it started where like you couldn't go beyond like the skateboarding team at school. I don't know. I don't think we have skateboarding teams yet. Although I wouldn't be surprised there was like something in California where it's like, oh yes,
Yeah.
we have a wide range of skateboarding
I went to a
teams.
cool place, and it wasn't in Portland, but it was outside of Portland. It's like a skate camp. One of my friends that lives there, I was visiting her. She had a friend that teaches at that camp, and I guess these kids pay a crazy tuition. I don't know if they're trying to become pro skaters or it was just kind of like school / this is like a fun thing to do. But oh my god, this park was amazing. They had obstacles built into the environment outside.
cool.
It was amazing. It was amazing. They had like a snowboarding thing out back. They had a huge indoor skateboarding complex. People definitely go to school for skateboarding.
Go to skateboarding school.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard of Reese Nelson. She's like,
Huh.
she is, maybe she's like 12 or 13. She skates with Tony Hawk a lot. She's like top notch vert skater. I don't know. She's going to school for that. It's almost like she is. So I would not be surprised if I know there's skate schools out there.
Well, and I think and then I flip back to the sports side of it where I'm just like, this is crazy now, like watching X Games and watching the Olympics and seeing like snowboarding and skateboarding pop up in these places and seeing like that the Olympians sometimes are like, and the people that are competing are like 12-year-old kids and stuff, like 14-year-old kids. There was some girl from Asia that was like 12 or something and she was dominating people, just destroying everybody. And it's just like, how does this work?
I don't know what they're putting in the food or what, but these kids are doing some amazing things. Maybe Reese was the one that did. She did like a 720 something fucking crazy that's never been done before by a woman. Maybe it wasn't Reese. It was maybe somebody else. But records are still being broken.
Oh,
nowadays.
100%. And yeah, and I think you're hitting on it with like the idea of like if you're starting young in a sport, you're going to be able to evolve quicker because when kids start learning stuff as they just start to understand their body, they become so much better at it by the time they're like a teenager or an adult. They're just like, oh, I'm just used to doing this. Like there's nothing to unlearn. It's just this is how I've always done it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I went I wonder if they get burnt out or anything, or what kind of the behind the scenes that is, because it just seems like some of them, it just seems like content's always being poured out, and there's a lot of, I've noticed like a lot of, I think a lot of Brazilian skaters that are just absolutely incredible. There's a lot of pro skaters that come out of that country, and is it a way to escape poverty and stuff, and just push out content and not kill yourself, but injure yourself and all this stuff and push your limits from a young age. I don't know. Sometimes social media gets a little weird with this stuff. Skating and clout.
And I think that's another thing too with skateboarding, where we get into the art or the sport debate, is it's one of the few sports that was like, it's really big on the documentation of it and always has been, with like just even like the 80s and 90s with like skate tapes where people were filming themselves doing tricks. Cause that's the whole thing. You're not playing a sport where like you're getting like a certain point total or something like that. It's look at me hit this trick.
Right.
Look at me, look at me do this line. Look at me jump this staircase, and compiling a body of work.
Yes. It's all about the filming, all about getting the clips. I mean, there's people. I just watched one of my friend's videos premieres a couple months ago called Commonwealth. It's on YouTube. A bunch of skateboarders from Northern Kentucky. And they spent a year getting clips for that. So, of all different skaters around the area and stuff. So it's a very vital part of skateboarding.
And
music. And fashion.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, all those things. Yeah, and then they all come together in one spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, the documentation of the sport is something that's very interesting, because it's always happened that way, and now that we have cell phones and, reels, TikToks, everything else, now it's just even more accessible than ever for people to film themselves. Because, I mean, back in the day, you at least had to have a camcorder, and now it's just everybody's got a phone.
Yeah. Everybody's got a phone.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, I got a couple questions left to ask you. Was there anything we didn't hit upon today you wanted to talk about before we jump out?
No, not necessarily. No.
Okay. Well, I got future you questions.
Hell yeah.
So first one is just like, what do you want to do? And you were talking a little bit earlier about like, people you were looking at and seeing their styles, but like 5 years from now, like where would you want to be in terms of your ability and what you can do, or like a trick you've learned? What do you want that to look like?
I want to be really comfortable with flip tricks. So I really want to have that heel flip down, that kick flip down, get into maybe more advanced ones like tray flips and all different types. I don't even know the names for the rest of them. I'd like to be able to grind ledges, ollie onto ledges very comfortably, ride through the city comfortably, which seems like an easy feat, but I was talking to some other skateboarders a couple weeks ago, and just like one of them was just telling me, he was like, it just feels so. I was able to roll off a ledge recently, like a big fat ass ledge. And he was like, that now you can roll through the city, you can comfortably roll off stuff. It feels good to ollie onto a sidewalk, not just have to, like, every time I'm street skating with my friends, I'm just like, I have to stop. It like I'm holding people behind. I feel like, I mean, I am, because I just can't comfortably roll through and just ollie.
Every time, just make it work.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just confidently, comfortably, just, oh, here comes a curb, pop, I'm on top of it, good.
Right.
And
it's not a big deal. It's not like, oh, yeah, the curb is coming up, blah, blah, blah. I'd like to skate transition more. I mean, I can drop in and stuff. I'd like to be able to 50-50 on a ramp. But I'm not super interested in transition skating. I think it's really cool. Maybe if I was better at it, I'd be more into it.
Yeah. If I was better at this thing, I think I'd like it more.
Then it's cool. Then now it's cool.
I think though, with like rolling through the city, I think that sounds like the coolest thing. Because you get to see, you're getting to see stuff, and like you're exploring and all that. You do have the downside of like, we talked about unpredictability of like people getting into your line. When you're at a skate park, you're dealing with so much unpredictable elements with pedestrians, cars, bikes, everything else out there in the city.
Yeah, I don't know how like those New York skaters do it or anything like that. That's just fucking insane. Just being able to just stop whenever they want, stop right before a car hits them or whatever. It's insane. I'd like to be able to be comfortable enough to do that. What other goals do I have? Mostly, yeah. I mean, I really like doing board slides, like front and backboard slides, which is just turning your board and riding a curb or an obstacle between your trucks, like in the middle, and like sliding that, either turning towards the back or turning towards the front, if that makes sense through this. I don't know. I mean, there's so many things that I probably don't even know exist, and it's still getting the lingo is such a hard. It's way harder than I thought it'd be.
That's one of those things where, like, playing Tony Hawk helped a little bit with stuff, but like seeing it in real life, like I have no like oh, it's a front side back. I'm like, what? I don't. What's that?
Yeah.
Like oh, that's a coffin flip. I'm like, okay, what? I don't.
Yeah.
How do you tell?
They're like 180 tail. But it depends on the way you ride the boards. Depends on if you're switch or not. And I still don't know if I'm saying that right, because like, is riding the board meaning riding regular or goofy, meaning which one of your feet is on the front and the other foot is pushing, versus switch. Switch I believe means when you change your stance, but I'm still, I still get confused about that. The direction that you're turning, so which part of the board you're using. There's so many things, and like I'm like, how do you know? When we're watching these videos that we were talking about, it's like, how do you know they're doing that switch? Because how do you know the way that they're riding? Like, some people can just watch some random skateboarder and just be like, oh, I know they're riding switch or whatever. Maybe them looking uncomfortable or something like that, but I don't know. It's still, oh my God, it's so much.
I think you hit upon a big thing there with the idea of lingo in a sport or a hobby, because the more you go down into the rabbit hole of the hobby or sport, like you learn the lingo, but you have to learn the lingo to communicate, to get to higher levels, to figure out what shit is.
Facts.
Yeah,
barrier to entry.
Yeah, and it also creates a shorthand where like you don't have to over-explain something. Everybody just knows this term means that.
Exactly. Definitely need to get better on my lingo, because there's questions I have, but sometimes it's hard to explain to other skateboarders when they're like, what? And a lot of the skateboarders that I'm around have been skating for a long time, so it's almost like these people just forget learning and being at that point of square one. Versus me being 24 years old, which is young, but it's not young when you're talking about skateboarding at all. Like, I'm pretty old.
I was going to say, yeah.
when it comes to skateboarding. So, yeah, another barrier to entry, but still learning the lingo, still watching other skaters and just trying to describe it to people and be like, did I get that right? Is that right?
You said it yourself. Just keep mimicking people.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Well, okay, so we talked about kind of goals, stuff you want to have. Is there any place that you want to skate? Is there like a certain part of the world you want to go to? Is there a certain park somewhere? What do you want to skate on?
I would definitely want to skate in New York. There's so many street spots in New York, and it's just so iconic, and just I could just see myself there with the cool ass clips, just me fucking ripping that place up. I got a friend out in LA. She skates, and I would like to visit her. LA is a very classic place to go for skating. Obviously, Venice Beach, even though that's pretty much all transition, but whatever, I'll make it work. And Barcelona, Spain, that's like skate capital of the world. So
wait, what? How did Barcelona become the skate capital of the world?
I don't know. There's just so many spots. I feel like it's like a skate capital for everybody, for roller skaters, skateboarders, inliners, which is I don't understand that. I'm still.
Is it the architecture of the city, like the way it's physically set up?
Yeah, that has something to do with it. But don't know why it's a skate capital of the world.
Okay.
Still, but
I mean,
very famous spots though.
I mean, if you have to go play homage and go to, the place, you got to hit.
Yes.
If it is the capital, you got to go.
Right. I don't know why it's the place, but it's the place.
It's the
And
place.
everybody knows it's the place. Skateboarders, roller skaters, inliners, they know Barcelona is the spot.
Yeah, another thing out there with some collections and hobbies, you got to go to the spot. You got to go to the Super Bowl of whatever it is that you're
Exactly.
into.
The motherland, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, hey, look, before we get out of here, where can people find you out online if they want to follow you and check out your clips and your reels and everything else that you're making while you're skating?
Heck yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at KLEEO __. I don't remember what it is, honestly.
2 O's just because I got it in the notes. But listener, it'll also be in the notes of this episode. So if you're listening to this right now on your phone, you can go to the notes of this episode. You can click Cleo's name. It'll take you right to her Instagram.
Yes. I have a collection of things on there. I have me roller skating. I have me skateboarding. A lot of beginner skateboarding clips. I'll be excited to see who checks me out.
Right on. And then, listener, you can find me at Neil to No One is where you can find me at on Instagram. Linktree is there. Thanks for listening to the episode. If you got a friend in the skateboarding, share the episode with them. Algorithms suck. It's just way easier if you just text people. And the show's got over 150 episodes in the back catalog. They're all evergreen. You can pop in wherever you want to. You don't got to start at the beginning. You can start on episode fucking 47, 82, 91, wherever. Jump in. You see something you like? Listen. Kleo, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And thank you for talking skateboarding and letting me know about a whole bunch of shit I didn't know about.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And thanks for allowing me to come on. I know that I have a long way to being an expert, but I'm having a good time learning and sharing my experiences with other people. And hey, try skateboarding. It's okay. You don't have to do tricks. You can just roll around. It's fun getting on the board. So.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So okay, so we talked about the gatekeepery side of this on the front end. But you said you wanted to make this more approachable for people to come in. Any tips about showing up day one of the skate park? Like how do you go in and I don't know, not feel like the unpopular kid at school? How do you do it?
Well, I would say the number one thing, most people, like 99% of the people at the skate park do not care. It's kind of like the gym. It's like people are doing their own thing. Mm-hmm. They're with their own clicks. They're not watching you at all. They're not making fun of you. They're pretty lame if they are, because everybody's been at that point when they're just beginning. Feel free to ask for advice. Most people are very approachable at the skate park, even though they might not look like it. And be willing to accept advice too.
And what rules should people come in knowing? Like, is there anything to help them step in on any landmines?
I would say take turns, take a second to observe what's going on and see people's lines / what direction people are going, what obstacles they're hitting. Don't be afraid to ask, hey, what's going on? Are you about to hit that or whatever? I think most people, at least that I've been around, are very vocal. Like, hey, I'm about to do this. Can you scoot for a second? Most people at the skate park are very approachable, respectful people, honestly. So,
listener, don't go in there with your bullshit attitude. Be cool when you show up and everything's gonna be fine.
Hell yeah. Right. Absolutely. And I stand by that 100%.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, again, thank you. And listener, peace.
Peace.